performing yourself for so long, you've forgotten there was ever a real version underneath. Before the feed, before the followers, before you learned to quietly shape yourself into something other people would approve of, that version of you had thoughts that weren't influenced by an algorithm, interests that nobody validated, feelings that weren't immediately turned into captions, posts, or content. And if you're being honest, you can barely remember what that version of you felt like anymore, because somewhere along the way, being yourself slowly turned into performing yourself. This video is about how that happened and what it's quietly doing to millions of people right now. Nobody talks about this directly, but identity used to form in private, slowly, through boredom, through awkwardness, through long periods of being alone with your own thoughts. You discovered things naturally. What made you laugh? What mattered to you? What kind of people drained you? What kind made you feel alive? Most of that happened internally. Now, identity is something people present, something curated, something optimized. And the moment your identity becomes something you manage for an audience, you start losing contact with the person underneath it. Think about the last time you experienced something meaningful without feeling the urge to document it. No photo, no story, no caption, no thought about how it would look to other people later. Just the experience itself, fully lived. For most people now, that feels strangely difficult because experiences slowly stopped feeling complete until they were shared. And that changes people more than they realize. The experience becomes secondary to the presentation of the experience. You stop asking, "What am I feeling?" and start asking, "How would this look from the outside?" That split seems small at first, but over time, it changes the relationship you have with your own life. Here's the first way identity quietly disappears. You stop forming opinions slowly through experience and start absorbing them constantly through exposure. Your humor, your worldview, your taste in music, your political opinions, your sense of what success even looks like. How much of it genuinely came from your own lived experience and how much arrived through repetition? Because the algorithm does not show you reality equally. It shows you whatever keeps your attention longest. Over time, your curiosity narrows, your perspective narrows, your world becomes smaller without you noticing it happening. You think you're exploring endlessly, but most of the time, you're moving in circles inside a system designed to predict you. The second way identity disappears is quieter. You begin performing your personality instead of simply living it. You feel something real, and immediately a part of your brain steps outside the moment to observe it. Would people relate to this? Would this make a good post? How would I explain this later? And eventually, the awareness of being observed never fully leaves, even when nobody is watching. That's why so many people feel emotionally disconnected from their own lives now, like they're watching themselves live instead of fully existing inside the experience, not because they're broken, because their attention became divided for too long, one part of them living, another part documenting, another part analyzing how it appears, and that split slowly exhausts the mind. The third change is probably the quietest. You stop asking, "What do I actually want?" and start unconsciously asking, "What should I want based on what I keep seeing?" Someone your age is richer. Someone your age looks better. Someone your age travels more, builds more, achieves more, and after enough exposure, your own desires slowly get replaced by borrowed ones. You begin chasing lives you never consciously chose. That's why so many people feel lost now. Not because they have no options, because they've absorbed too many conflicting definitions of success from too many strangers. And the cruelest part? The people you compare yourself to are also performing, also curating, also editing. You compare your internal reality to someone else's carefully selected presentation, and eventually you start feeling behind in a race nobody fully understands. Not because you failed, because the comparison itself was designed to keep you dissatisfied. But here's the important part. Your identity is probably not gone, just buried, under noise, under stimulation, under years of trying to become someone understandable to everyone else. But buried things don't disappear. They wait. The version of you that existed before all of this is still there, quieter now, less certain maybe, but still there, and you reconnect with it the same way you lost it, gradually, in silence, in privacy, in moments that have no audience, by doing things nobody will reward you for publicly, by spending time away from constant input long enough to hear your own thoughts again, by asking, what do I actually enjoy when nobody is watching? Not perform, not optimize, not brand, just honestly enjoy. One quiet moment at a time, you begin separating your real voice from the noise surrounding it, and slowly, you remember there's a difference between being seen and actually knowing yourself. If this resonated with you, subscribe to DarkMatriX. One dark truth every day. And today, do one thing privately. No post, no photo, no audience. Just you, just the moment, just yours.